What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Dean, aka the Blue Crusader, and today we're going to be discussing the rise of Apex Legends recently and if it's going to be sustainable. So first off, Apex Legends is a free to play game, which is great, right? They have upsides and downsides to this gameplay model. It's actually published by EA, which at first glance could steer away a lot of people, but stop. What you're experiencing isn't some form of living in a simulation, no. This is a genuinely great quality release from EA, and hats off to them. In fact, Apex is actually developed by Respawn Entertainment, the same team that brought us the Titanfall series, so you know it's in good hands. For a start, the core gameplay and mechanics of this game doesn't differentiate itself too much from Titanfall actually. In fact, a lot of the movement is pretty similar or has a likeness to its predecessors. Apex has a really nice movement style that's really fluid. You can slide, wall run and jump, and hang on ledges. What's more, you can slide sideways and strafe along with some of these movements to trick the enemy, and it can make for a high skill cap playstyle. So the weapons of the game. There's a good variety, a nice selection. For an example, Apex gives us a set of literally every single weapon type, from pistols to shotguns, LMGs, DMRs, SMGs, snipers, and literally anything else I may have missed off the list. And what's more, most of these weapons can still be viable against other weapon groups you'd imagine were of a higher tier or expect to do more damage. In fact, arguably the strongest weapon on the game, or the smartest weapon to take right now for high damage mobile fights, is the Wingman, which is actually a pistol itself and can still match up against ARs pretty easily as long as you can aim. Each type of weapon is valid for different purposes. Shotguns can be used up close for deadly damage, and they actually do the job, more than what can be said for the shotgun in literally every other Battle Royale game. Apex actually did shotguns justice. SMGs are decent up close range, but it's smarter to take a shotgun, but SMGs are nice for quick damage or to switch up as a last resort upon needing a reload on the primary weapon you're running. As for DMRs and snipers, they're of course for range and do the job quite nicely, providing you have the right kit and a deadshot aim. ARs, well, they're hit or miss, but they do the job quite well. The next thing about this game is the graphics. They look great. The game has good looking visuals and well produced high quality textures for all of the weapons and the scenery of the game itself. Even when turning them down a notch, the game still looks good. Now, the map size isn't too large. It has a similar approach to FORTNITE in terms that the map looks bigger than it actually is, although FORTNITE did expand their map vastly since their release. Despite the map being a fairly sized mass, it doesn't seem that it hinders performance so much. I do know a lot of people with older machines that have managed to pull off playing the game and have decent performance, because in terms of visuals to performance ratio, it's a great thing that the game actually has. One complaint I had about H1Z1, an older Battle Royale title which I still play, is that the engine was entirely CPU intensive, which was not convenient for those with weak CPUs. I had no problems with Apex performance, although my PC isn't outdated personally. So let's move on to the social aspect of the game and teaming. This game is fun with friends, and I mean, it's really fun with friends. For me, Apex isn't amazing when playing solo. It's more of a sociable game where you really need to work together with a squad and have synergy with players. But I'll focus on points like this more in the second part of this video. If you have friends, the game is great because, as of making this video, there's only a 3-man game mode with no solo or duo game types available, which makes playing with other people mandatory if you haven't got any of your friends online. Now, the squad mechanics in the game are simple but really well thought out. For an example, there is a real-time marker system implemented into the game's core, which allows you to mark basically any objective or put anything into focus for your team. Whether you want to mark an enemy position for your squad so they know where to be careful, or mark loot or weapons on the ground, this system has you covered, and it makes for productive communication with those types of people that never have a microphone. This game's revival system is actually a great one, and in my opinion is more beneficial for casual and enjoyable play than the standard system we see for reviving in other games such as PUBG and FORTNITE. This is because you have multiple stages when you need reviving. Upon taking substantial damage that would warrant you being incapacitated, you will be downed on the ground and available to be revived for a certain time period. If you shot down in revival mode or the timer runs out and you died, fear not. Apex brings a new system where, if your teammate is quick enough, they can retrieve a tag off your body and take it to a respawn beacon which is marked on the map, or appears with a green marker going up to the sky. Taking the tag to a beacon allows the teammate to fly back into the game on a ship and theoretically play again. This is a nice feature if your mates are downed and you win a fight and can get your team back in the game by reviving or respawning them, but it isn't too overpowered since there is a time limit to when you can retrieve a teammate's tag, so if enemies are guarding it, you can't simply respawn a teammate easily. Let's move on to abilities in this game. Yeah, you heard it right. If you haven't played this game yet, perhaps you'd be pleasantly surprised to know that on this game you have a set of different characters. They're all mercenary type heroes called legends, hence the game's title. Each legend has a different ability which allows you to play in a different way depending on which legend that you play as. Let's take Wraith for an example. She is a legend character that lets you make rift portals to traverse across the map much faster for your teammates, which makes getting into the safe zone less of a worry, and she can phase and temporarily cloak to gain movement speed to get in or out of a fight. Another legend, Pathfinder, can use a grappling hook which is similar to Black Ops Blackout's grapple gun, in which you can get to high places easier, which is great to gain height advantage in a fight, as well as him being able to create zip lines that the whole team can use for map movement. The abilities make the game more fun and unique. Think of this game as a blend between Overwatch with the heroes and abilities aspect, blended with Blackout as it brings a lot of the core fundamentals of COD's BR mode. These two mixed together is a perfect recipe because of each unique character and their abilities. For once, this game actually makes use of team strategy, and the composition of legends within a team and how you use each ability to benefit a fight is extremely important, especially since another legend, Bangalore, can summon AoE artillery to rain down on an enemy position, which does insane damage in a fight. So it's time to move on to numbers, i.e. what kind of crazy numbers is Apex reaching. First we'll cover the actual player figures. Fortnite took some 60 days to accrue around 25 million players, but it's been confirmed that in around a week or more that Apex has been released, it's already seen some 25 million players play the game. Another cool thing is that if streaming or watching streams is your thing, you could head over to Twitch to easily find out that Apex is averaging around 250 to 300k consistent viewers at prime time hours. The lowest figures I've even seen it drop to is around 100k, and that's when the big streamers are all offline, which is pretty crazy if you think about it. This game shot up fast, and that means a lot, especially because it was basically announced and released within the same day. Crazy stuff. Weapon attachments. Love them or hate them, Apex brings this system back in similar fashion to how PUBG approaches it, with lots of the attachments being a similar style. It may have PUBG's style of attachments, but remember, what else had gun attachments first? Call of Duty. And guess what? The game's shooting system is not slow and clunky like PUBG, and no, you don't need to bush camp in this game with a 4x scope. Apex has fast Call of Duty like shooting, but with more complex weapon attachments like PUBG, along with weapon modifications that benefit the weapon in other ways, or buff your character by improving factors like headshot damage. The gear in this game is simple and not too advanced. What I mean by this is that each item is perfectly colour coded. Basically in the standard system how most MMOs and BRs colour code item rarity nowadays, with gold being the best, purple the second best, and so on and so forth. All of the items are really easy to learn, especially after following the tutorial, which shows the basics and it lets a new beginner sink into the game. The UI interface is also sleek and looks clean. The neat style lets you know exactly where everything is, how to drop items, weapons or attachments and much more, as well as access ground items and modify placement in the inventory. Everything is straightforward, and you can tell there was definitely thought put into this concept to appeal to beginners and avid gamers alike. I will be back soon with a second part to this video where I state some of the downsides and things I think Apex needs to patch or improve in the near future, if they're going to remain successful. Anyways, thanks for watching, I do really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, smash the like button and hit subscribe for daily gaming videos, challenges and awesome top 10s. To give back to my subscribers, I'm doing a monthly giveaway like every month, but if you want to enter, you can click the link in the description or the comments below. Each month we give away a free Steam game, but this month it's the LEGO Hobbit game. So thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you next time.